I'm looking at Maresca at the end of the game and I'm wondering, like, why are you looking bemused? Like, this is your team. This is what you have been telling us. Like, there's no expectation for a title. There's not expectation for the top four. And today, even no shot on target. Like, it's just a new low every week. And I'm seeing at my beloved Chelsea and it's really disturbing just to see how they play. Like, how can you go 96 minutes with all the talent that the team has bought and not have a shot on target? Like, this is a new low. Like, there's no, and I'm just saying, like, it's like for the last 2 or 3 years we have been programming. Like, it's like the new owners came into this team and they decided that, well, this fan base having this high expectation on the team, we have brought this team to go down, like to be a mid-table team. If they're expecting to go to top four, we have to do things to reduce those expectations. It's like that thing of, lowering the expectation of people until they reach a point where they accept where they were or where they are. Like, we had to accept we are a mid-table team, and even, like, I think the way we are playing at some point in this season, it's like it surprised even the coach and the owners. And their immediate response was to tell us that there was no expectation for the team to win a title. Like, it was just winning a game, and if we lose, we should not be hard on the players or on the team that they are underperforming. Like, they were overperforming at that point, and this is the result. Like, we are going to a team that New Forest, Nottingham Forest last year was battling relegation. And now this year, Nottingham Forest last week beat this team 7-0. And we are playing 2 games concurrently with this team. Like, for all those 190 and more minutes that we have played with this team, we have not scored. Like, the only goal, it was an own goal, a keeper own goal. For the second game, we have not had a shot on target. Like, this is just a new, and I'm saying a new law. And it's not like this is a hard thing. I'm just saying, like, Maresca has been complicating how we play. Like, for a minute now, you see my videos in the past, you see a lot, and it's not just my videos, it's for so many people. Like, it's like we have pointed the mistake, like, we don't have a mid. What do we do? Beef the mid. But don't beef the mid by taking a defender right back to play in the midfield position. Like, let us have a good defense. Let us have a specific, like, people who have been trained to play in the defense to play in the defense. Let's have people who have been trained to play in the mid to play in the mid. Let us give forwards the spaces. We don't have to put the forwards in a position where because, like, right now in this game, we have had 4 forwards. Four. Uh, If you add the 2 subs, 6 forwards, Cole Palmer, Madueke, who's this one? At first it was Neto, Sancho, uh, Nkunku, and we, for 96 minutes, no shot on target. Now, why are we beefing up the front? Why are we adding more forwards? Does it ring on Maresca that the problem is not the number of forwards in front? Like, problem is probably we don't have a creator. And why we don't have a creator is because our only creator is being surrounded by a dozen of people. Like, at the mid, it's just like the Brighton. Like, if you see the game, if you saw the game, or if you see the highlights, you could see that Palmer had a lot of people on his case, that to some extent, I'm so sure he lost more balls than the ones he made a through pass in front. Like, he had so much turnover of possession. Like, he gave away the balls so many times than the times he gave, like, good passes. I'm not looking at the statistics. I'm just saying whatever I saw. Like, some point at some point in the pitch, like the camera woman was on, like following his face, like, yeah, this is a messiah. Look at him. You see, it's just embarrassing every time, every time. I'm just saying, like, if Maresca was a good coach, he will make the ball simple. He should not be complicating the ball, because every coach who is performing right now, you see, the coach for Liverpool, Arsenal, uh, the Forest, who's that guy? What is his name? I'm forgetting his name right now. They're not complicating the game. They're just playing 4-3-3. All those coaches, 4-3-3. Defend, attack, defend, attack, get the ball, pass. I don't want to see a player who's playing in the right back position. At some point is playing in the mid position. At some point is not playing the mid position, is playing in front. At some point is doing, I like, so much complication in the game, and I'm so sorry for the players, because I think they're working so hard for a tactic that is not working. Like, sometimes you are just working for too much. You are working too much for something that we all know is not going to work. And I think Maresca is a good coach, but I feel he has some probably esteem issues or some ego issues. Like, from the moment we started talking about why are we bringing in the championship coach, I think he felt he needed to show us that he's not a championship coach, that he could have tactics that are well beyond the championship. Like, he's better than the coaches. And when you find yourself like trying to show people you are better than who you are, now you are trying to do a lot of things to show people that you are better. Like, it goes in all the industry, it goes in all the sectors or in everything. Like, you try to put yourself in a position where you are doing extra things. Like, even if it's you are a thief, if you have to show like you are a better thief, instead of just coming and stealing and going, you'll be coming, stealing, showing things, even going to the internet to post. You see, I'm a good thief. I have done this. I'm a good boyfriend. I've done this. I've given this. I've, like, you have to show up. And I think this is the same thing that is happening with Maresca. Is at a point where he's trying to show us that is a good coach. And how do you show you are a good coach? You try to complicate things. You just don't do the basic things. Like, you don't put a right back as a right back. You don't put a center back as a center back. You don't put a keeper playing as a goalkeeper. You don't put a striker playing as a striker. You want to complicate a lot of things so that if you win, what do we say? Like, it's not the players who are good, it's not this one who played this, it's because of the tactics. And now, sometimes the tactics don't work, and when they don't work and the people are following in instructions, you don't want to admit that your tactics are wrong. What do you want to say? Like, you are still developing. How can you develop a person who has developed? Because a guy who is 25 years age in football, like, has had a 10-year experience at the minimum. Like, people usually start to play football in 8 years, 9 years. You are being trained to play as a left back for at least 10 years, from 8 to 18. When you are 18, you already know what it is to play as a left back. And then you get to pro, you start playing as a left back. You go through these coaches that are teaching you how to play as a left back, and you know this is how we attack, this is how we defend. And then at some point, when you are in 24 years, 23 years, a new coach comes and is telling you, you are a left back. No, you'll be playing as a left back, but I want you to play in the midfield position. And now, this is new to you. You have to learn. And because you have been playing for this and you are in a good team or in a big team where the expectations are high, and you're playing as a left back but in midfield, now you're making these mistakes. And they're telling you they want to develop you. to develop you like what? This is not FIFA. This is not somewhere where you play a game and then they add you like, okay, you are a midfielder, +2 for running, +2 for scoring, +2 for. No, this is something that it's ingrained subconsciously in your system, in the way you behave, in the way you play, in the way you attack with your body, your character, and everything. And now you see, like, even today, Malogusto was at the midfield, but every time you see Malogusto was at the midfield, Chalobo was playing as the left back. We had one center back. That was just the average position in that defense. And now every time the opposition like Brighton got the ball and started to attack, you could see there's a lot of confusion because nobody knows who they should be defending or who they should be man marking. And that is the whole problem with this Maresca system. And at some point, now I'm just feeling like we are at that point where we have been programmed to accept the defeats. Like right now, it's like consecutive 6 defeats. uh, if you remove the West Ham win, which was a disparate, like just a disparate out of the box win, and it doesn't happen. So next week we are going to face Aston Villa. If we lose next week, I'm so sure by the end of this week, either Newcastle or Man City will have surpassed us, and Bournemouth will also have surpassed us. So we'll be ending this week as 6. Next week we are having a game on 22nd or on 25th, and that is with Aston Villa, which, if we don't go correct, we are going to be defeated. So, in the next 3 games, there's a high chance we'll be in position 9 or 10. This is a team just some days, some weeks, we were nearly going to position 1. Just before Maresca started telling people that we don't have expectation, that we don't need to have an expectation for this season. Now, this is just the video I say, and this is what I'm not even feeling some type of way. This is what I was expecting. Like by the time the lineup was coming out, I was just saw the lineup and so, like, there's no changes. There's no changes in this team. It's just the same team that Maresca is trying to recycle. Like, who are we saying? Like, remove Sanchez, bring in Jorgensen. Remove who? Remove Tosin, bring in Chaloba. But it's the same tactics. Whether you bring in Messi, whether you bring in Cristiano, whether you bring in who, whether you take the whole Liverpool and you give it to Maresca, if he's using the same tactics, we are going to lose. But he's stubborn and is not going to change. So you expect even next week he'll just still use the same tactics and blame the defeat on some myriad or strange reason, like a defender, somebody making a mistakes. Like, why are we in a position where, like, a lot of teams have been making mistakes, people have been making mistakes, but with the system is built to shield those players from, or to shield the team from conceding the goals from our mistakes. Like, the team is built in such a way that even if you make a mistake, there's always a guy behind you to help you, or a guy, or the keeper is always behind you. Like, the spaces between the defenders and the midfielders, or the defenders and the defenders, like even the right back and the center back, is so little. But right now, Shalobah is being passed and there's nobody there to help him. Like, there's entirely nobody. And it's because the system is built in such a way that at some point, even if you are attacked from any angle, when you are attacked from any angle, there's no body coming to rescue in. If they pass you at the midfield, they are going just to meet a single or 2 defenders waiting behind, and even those people who are in front cannot create a chance, cannot score. So why are we pushing people in front if they can score, when the result is to remove people from the defense? I'm just wondering. I'm trying, like, somebody should explain to me the tactics, because I have been here the whole game trying to understand what is Maresca doing, what is Maresca thinking. Anyway, good day. Happy Valentine.